5,000-pound street-eating, money-making, badass kitty cat.
AZN, the lovable and charismatic street racer who captured the hearts of millions on Street Outlaws, No Prep Kings, originates from humble roots in Oklahoma City. His love for speed and rebellious spirit transformed his unique passion into a career, despite facing numerous obstacles along the way. As a cherished fan favorite and trusted ally to Farmtruck, AZN's infectious energy and insightful outlook on life resonate with audiences, making him an endearing and relatable figure. But what lies behind the heartbreaking tale of AZN? Join us as we uncover the heartbreaking story of tragedy in AZN's journey on Street Outlaws, No Prep Kings. The hidden truth about Jeff's childhood. Imagine speeding through the streets of Oklahoma, racing against the best of the best, feeling the adrenaline rush, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. This is the world of Jeff AZN Bonnet, one of the most renowned streetcar racers in the United States. AZN is not just a racer, he is a star. He appears on the hit reality TV show Street Outlaws, where he showcases his skills, his cars, and his personality. He is a fan favorite, known for his humor, his heart, and his dares. But how did he get here? Let's dive into the incident that changed his entire life.
I thought this television show thing that they pitched was just going to be temporary.
Jeff's youth was plunged into tragedy as his life took a tragic turn when he was 16 years old. His mother, who was his source of inspiration and support, died of cancer. He was devastated by her loss and felt alone in the world. In 2001, he also lost his father, who had a defective heart valve. AZN's father was his first mentor, who taught him how to drive and modify his car. They even transplanted a V8 engine into his 1964 Chevy, making it faster and more powerful. It's no secret that something spurs us on to success, and these things, when not handled properly, can also be the end of a great talent. Losing one parent at a young age can be devastating, not to mention losing both, who have been supportive and mentors. The young boy was left alone, grappling with the cruel and brutal realities of life that had so suddenly robbed him of his parents. How did he react to these losses? Did it make him or make him? The fascinating beginning of a speedster. Unlike many celebrities, Jeff Bonnet is not shy about sharing information about his early life and family. Jeff was born on August 3, 1981, in Oklahoma, USA, the second child of Dennis and Matsu Bonnet, and the younger brother of Brenda Bonnet. His family has a rich history. His father served in the notorious Vietnam War, and his mother comes from Taiwan. Dennis Bonnet was a car enthusiast who passed on his passion to his son, encouraging him and educating him to the best of his ability. Dennis even lent his son enough to buy his first car, a Chevrolet 2 Nova 1964, while he was still in high school. He utilized the event as a learning opportunity for his son, who committed to paying back the $2,800. Jeff relied on his entrepreneurial spirit to earn that money. He began working as a painter, painting addresses outside of houses so that they could be easily identified by the fire department should it ever be necessary. Even then, Jeff already had a passion for vehicles. In a rather meticulous process of learning on the Nova, AZN practiced on rural Oklahoma City streets. He learned how to drive. He would basically take the car and make as many laps as possible in his neighborhood every single day until he was comfortable. And then he would move on to another neighborhood until he hit the city streets. And then he would keep doing that until he felt completely comfortable with knowing how to drive the car and rolling backwards on a hill with a manual, which was always the biggest fear. Jeff has undergone very little formal training. His father was his first driving mentor, but it wasn't the best of student-teacher relationships and often degenerated into a lot of shouting and angst. Bonnet admits that this was probably due to his erratic driving and lack of road sense. Regardless, it was his father who introduced him to the world of driving, at least in the conventional sense. So, losing someone as influential as his father could have ended his racing dreams before they even started. But luckily, that didn't happen.
Exactly sure what he wants, but we're pretty sure he's not trying to sell us encyclopedias.
Later, Jeff Bonnet met Shaun Whiteley, better known as Farmtruck, and in the wake of his father's death, Farmtruck became somewhat of a father figure to Jeff and taught him to drive the way he does today. Jeff has not disclosed exactly when he began his career in street racing, but the rumor is that he was young. He tried his luck, building up a reputation among other racers. AZN met Shaun Farmtruck Wheatley, who was the reigning champion of the street racing scene in Oklahoma City. AZN challenged him to a race, hoping to prove himself and honor his father's legacy. He lost the race, but he won something more valuable: a friend, a mentor, and a father figure. Farmtruck and AZN clicked instantly, and Farmtruck showed him his C10 pickup, which he had customized for racing. They became a team, working on various projects and racing together. AZN learned a lot from Farmtruck, who passed on his skills and knowledge of car engines to him. He and Shaun partnered up, Jeff driving a 1966 VW Bug, affectionately named Dung Beetle, hiding a 1,000 horsepower turbocharged precision engine, and Farmtruck driving a 1970 C10 Chevy pickup truck called the Farmtruck, which has a custom-built block engine and other secret upgrades. Farmtruck has effectively served as a mentor too, but where exactly did their relationship take them? Did Jeff continue to feel the emptiness left by the deaths of his parents? Finding his way into the big league, Jeff developed a passion for street racing at an early age and started participating in illegal races with his Nova. He soon earned the nickname AZN, which stands for Asian, because of his resemblance to the actor Jackie Chan. After being scouted by Discovery Channel, Jeff Bonnet and Shaun Whiteley joined Street Outlaws as a formidable team. The show explores street racing, which errs on the side of illegality and the innovation of revamping cars. AZN and Farmtruck joined the show Street Outlaws in 2013 and became fan favorites for their antics and humor. They also opened a merchandise store called the FNA Firehouse, where they sell apparel, accessories, and memorabilia related to their racing lifestyle. He has overcome many challenges and hardships in his life, but he has never given up on his dreams. He is an inspiration to many and a legend in the street racing world, moving from the tragedy of losing both parents to becoming an accomplished street racer before moving to being a star. AZN is a street racing legend in Oklahoma who got invited to join the hit reality show Street Outlaws on Discovery Channel. The show features the adrenaline-fueled adventures of a group of street racers in Oklahoma City who challenge each other and other racers from across the country.
Born and raised, I'll let Farmtruck tell his history, but I'm born and raised just a middle-class kid.
AZN teamed up with his buddy Shaun Farmtruck Wheatley, another racing star, and formed the Farmtruck and AZN crew. They race with their unique cars, like the Dung Beetle and the C10 pickup, that look slow but are actually fast. AZN is famous for his humor and his love for street racing. The fans loved them so much that they got their own spin-off show, Street Outlaws, Farmtruck and AZN, which debuted on January 10th, 2022. They have a lot of fun with their cars and their pranks on other racers. AZN also appeared on the show Garage Rehab, where he helped struggling garages. They have an interesting team dynamic, with Shaun doing much of the racing, while Bonnet takes care of the more technical details and baits other racers onto the road by smack-talking and underplaying the proficiency of their car. His success on the show led to him starring in the 2017 spin-off Garage Rehab, which followed automotive experts as they traveled to spread their knowledge and help bring other garages to the forefront of the industry. Seeing as the losses didn't burden Jeff, but instead spurred him on to further achieve his dreams. How far did he then go? How did his relationship with his new father figure help him? Hitting the gas without the brakes. Shaun and Jeff do not rely solely on their Discovery appearances to augment their wealth. The two capitalized on their growing fame by setting up a merchandise store called FNA Firehouse, which allows fans to purchase anything from posters depicting the two to trademarked clothing. The two also own an automotive studio, Farmtruck and AZN shop, which provides quality work and service. But this alternate route doesn't mean Jeff was an ordinary racer. He has taken the racing world by storm with his charismatic personality and exceptional driving skills. AZN's journey is a testament to his dedication, resilience, and passion for racing. But what is AZN's net worth? According to Showbiz Post, AZN has an estimated net worth of $1 million. The site claims the reality star makes his revenue from not only the Discovery Channel series, but also through his success with automobiles. And despite the adversity, he has shown remarkable resilience and determination, continuing to race and compete in honor of his lost loved one. Jeff's rough early days of street racing built him up for a life more than a conventional street racer, with an unconventional racing style that focuses on having fun and building cars, but not without a healthy dose of competitive spirit. The unconventional racing style of AZN and Farmtruck, with them focusing more on having fun and their interests in iconic builds. What was the most special car, and what determined the kind of car guy he became? Stay tuned as we take you through the details of the moments that almost single-handedly determined Jeff's career. His moment, his car. The truth is, car lovers would understand the emotional value of the first car. It's like a time machine. It holds memories, staying the same as the world ages around it. We might not be able to go back to an era that no longer exists or be with people who once sat in that car, but we can perhaps still take it for a spin like we did so many years ago. If only we still had the car. So what's Jeff's favorite car? What vehicle takes him around like a time machine? From the Nova to the pickup, AZN has driven many cars in his street racing career.
What do you expect when you haven't seen a long-lost love for a long time?
But his first one was a 1964 Chevy 2 Nova. He modified it with a V8 engine with his father's help, but he sold it later and got a 1972 Datsun 240Z. He named it the Disco Z for its flashy look. He also has a 1966 VW Bug, which he dubbed the Dung Beetle for its rusty look. But the Bug is not slow. It has a 1,000 horsepower turbo engine that can go over 200 miles per hour. He and his friend Farmtruck also have a 1970 C10 pickup, which looks like a rusty old truck, but it hides a powerful engine that can shock other racers. For Jeff, his 1964 Chevy 2 Nova was the first car that got away. So when Farmtruck was able to locate it, its return was chronicled on the show and brought viewers along for the thrilling journey. But what made this car so special? Is it more than the memories of Jeff's beloved father and earliest mentor? This 1964 Chevy 2 Nova had a straight 6 in it and a 3 on the tree, which was Jeff's first experience with a manual transmission, so he assumed all cars came with the 3 on the tree. When Farmtruck was able to find the car in the Carolinas and get it back for him in the same condition that it was when Jeff sold it, Jeff was more than thrilled to have his first love back. And the excitement is very much understandable, seeing that that's the first car that he ever took a motor and transplanted a V8 into with his dad, and then transplanted an automatic transmission in it. In a way, it's the closest he can still be to his departed father. Let's reveal the other experience that made it hard to let go of this car. It was not a particularly wonderful experience, but it showcased Jeff's passion for cars, especially this particular one. While on a date at some point, the Nova leaked, which proved awkward for AZN when he was on a date. The bushings all wore out on it, so it would get stuck in second gear. In this ugly mess, he would try to explain the situation to his date, which wasn't an easy one by any means. As if that wasn't enough, Jeff will get out underneath the car, abandoning his date, and he will get all greasy trying to fix the car, a situation he described as embarrassing. Besides the experience and memories attached to it, one's first car can be significant for what it can mean going forward, even more so for a racer. Everyone's first car kind of starts to carve the path for what kind of car guy they become. Some guys like to lower cars for a living, and some guys like to paint cars for a living. Some guys like to build motors, and some guys like to drive them. So your first step tells which of these guys you have the potential to become. The Nova was instrumental not just on what kind of car guy AZN did become, but also on the path his life would take. Jeff Bonnet, aka AZN, credits his first car with teaching him the importance of speed and performance. He once mentioned how the car taught him what he wanted to do with cars for the rest of his life. And it was that his goal was to make it as fast as he could handle and keep upgrading it to make it go faster. So learning how to drive it and how to keep improving the potential of the vehicle became his skill set. AZN also learned that a car's appearance wasn't as important as its performance. He liked the car to look good in the earliest years he got it, but now he honestly doesn't care what the car looks like. That's a treat if the car looks cool. It's appealing to him. That's a bonus. But if it drives well and caters to his style, that's all that matters to him more. He doesn't care what color it is or what wheels are on it. As long as it's fun to drive, he's in. In one episode, viewers saw AZN's journey with his 1966 Chevrolet 2 Nova, which holds a nostalgic spot in his garage. However, his 2008 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8 is his current perfect vehicle. To him, it's a 10. It's the most perfect vehicle he's ever owned as far as daily drivers go. AZN's Jeep fits his and Farmtruck's description of an all-purpose daily driver, as they like their daily drivers to be all-purpose. They're hauling stuff around, and this car can't really be a compact car. It needs to have some storage space. The Jeep isn't the biggest, it doesn't have the most storage space, but it has enough so that he can toss boxes in there. He can throw a bunch of people in there if he wants to. It's all-wheel drive, it makes 4-wheel horsepower, and there are plenty of upgrades for it. The Jeep has proven to be a great all-around vehicle, and AZN has been upgrading it lately. The engine is getting punched out. It was a 396, he once said. Now it's been punched out to a 405, and then it's getting pro-charged, a D1X Pro-Charger on it. It's also getting an aftermarket 5-speed automatic transmission and upgraded axles all the way around, so it should make upwards of 1,100 horsepower and do the quarter mile in the mid-9. Imagine buying a car with the potential for it to reach its peak power with you tuning and changing certain things. Exciting, right? But with all the fun and excitement of doing rounds with AZN and Farmtruck, why didn't the Farmtruck and AZN the Outlaws get the required attention? Different scenarios have been painted, but let's delve into the details. Hold on, will you? It's fun, but it's too predictable. Though Street Outlaws has turned into more than just a car show filmed on the streets, that has also meant that some of the show's original drivers are no longer in it. That also includes the duo known as AZN and Farmtruck, respectively Jeff Bonnet and Sean Whitley, whose appearances in the latest Street Outlaws seasons have been massively reduced. So did something bad happen between AZN and Farmtruck to cause their disappearances from the show, or is something going on? And what are they doing now? Stay here to know it all. Why aren't they in the show anymore? Those who have been following Street Outlaws from the beginning know how much of a constant presence in the show AZN and Farmtruck were. That's why it must have come as a shock to tune in to recent seasons of the show and find out the pair were nowhere to be seen. Over the years, the Discovery Channel has produced a large range of motoring content, from American Chopper to Wheeler Dealers and Chasing Classic Cars. These programs usually focus on classic cars, their owners, restoration, and the community that surrounds them. Their latest entry in this genre is Street Outlaws. On air since 2013, the show focuses on the underground racing circuit in Oklahoma. So the reason behind AZN and Farmtruck's absence has to do with the recent change in the format of Street Outlaws, as the show and its drivers have evidently turned in favor of modified cars. As AZN and Farmtruck told Dragzine in 2023, this racing style recently adopted by the show was out of their budget, pushing them to stick to their small tire style while their fellow racers did their own pro-mod thing. A deep dive into the community, the show features The List, a group of the city's most infamous street racers. These drivers all use a range of modified muscle cars to win these nighttime drag races, so it's pretty difficult for Farmtruck and AZN to win any of their races against these road monsters because of the cars they drive. In fact, it's never really a competition for other drivers. And the truth is, all we want to watch in a race is the blood-pumping thrills of competition. And with that not guaranteed with AZN and Farmtruck, it was impossible to have them on the list. For the sake of the show, a spin-off from this main series was created to feature two of the show's stars. Farmtruck and AZN are two of Street Outlaws' most beloved cast members. Even though two didn't quite make it into the list as the best drivers in Oklahoma. However, the two form a dynamic duo that, as friends, has excellent on-screen chemistry. Most of their on-screen antics come with the caption, "Don't try this at home." The spin-off also allows them to showcase the depth of their friendship and personality as they take their fans through their lives and their bond. Although it was admittedly a bummer for the pair not to appear in the show as much as they did in the old days, not everything is bad news. As reported by Dragzine, AZN and Farmtruck, they have been preparing their cars to return to the show for its 15th season, which is supposed to revert to its small tire format. But which cars are they running now? Given how long it's been since the last time we saw AZN and Farmtruck in the original Street Outlaws, it's widely expected that several questions will arise about their current rides. Throughout the years, the pair have become known for favoring reliable and simple cars to take them to the finish line, and this time, it's no different. AZN's Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8 from 2008 was his choice to match the power of his fellow drivers on the streets. According to what he told Dragzine in 2023, his Jeeper used to be his daily drive for several years, but after becoming acquainted with the right team, the car was turned into a race-fitting machine, welcoming a new transmission, a centrifugal supercharger, and many other modifications. It's been years since then, but the Jeeper has proven to be AZN's reliable partner. As AZN told Dragzine in 2022, his show with Farmtruck is a test to bring back the basics of Midwestern car culture to the small screen. There would be no, "Who's got the nicest car in the parking lot?" It would be, "Who could wrench on it the most," he said. Loyal to their sense of belonging to the local car and racing community, this new show allowed AZN and Farmtruck to proudly show the world what the process behind their builds was, how their creativity fuels their vision as motorheads, and above everything else, how the camaraderie between them and fellow drivers and builders is the basis of what they do. The latter was also proven by the appearance in the show of other Street Outlaws stars, such as Jeff Lutz, and several interesting collaborations the pair did throughout their journey. All in all, Street Outlaws, Farmtruck and AZN was a great chance for audiences to see the magic going on with the pair's cars and their garage. But despite the on-screen change of terrains, what could be said of Jeff's personal life, or has tragedy reduced him to just a star on TV, but a ghost off it? Follow us as we take you through the life of your favorite reality TV star. AZN, interesting personal life and relationships. Many fans wonder if AZN is in a serious relationship, as he does not often talk about personal life issues in the series. While he hasn't opened up about his relationship status, in a previous interview with Motor Trend, AZN did talk about an awkward first date, which of course involved his first car. He talked about how the bushings all wore out on it, so it would get stuck in second gear. He would have to try to explain that to his date before getting out underneath the car, and that got all greasy. A situation he termed very embarrassing. In contrast to his youth, very little is known about Jeff's current life. His affection for cars still runs strong. Farmtruck even assisting him in retrieving his first car, which retains a place of honor in his garage. He's currently single and has dismissed the unsubstantiated rumors that speculated that he was not interested in women. But Jeff's discreetness about his relationship affairs has only fueled speculations. He does not reveal much about his personal life, so his marital status remains a mystery. The only woman he has been linked with or seen in public is Lisa Lacey, his longtime friend of over 15 years. Lisa, however, is married and has a daughter with her husband. It is unclear if AZN is also married or not, but he continues to share life-changing moments with Farmtruck, and AZN's favorite road trip is one he recently took with Farmtruck from Oklahoma City to Fontana, California, to the Mega Race. In this first ever Mega Race, which aired in March just before the premiere of the new season of Street Outlaws, the duo competed against now former Fast and Loud star and celeb drive Aaron Kaufman. It was memorable, as everything was very unique with this road trip, and their occupation amplified everything else, making it even more amazing. AZN has an appreciation for the nostalgic place his Nova had in his life, but when it comes to a favorite road trip, he doesn't relish one he's taken years ago. He shares the same sentiment as Farmtruck, living very much in the present and not holding on to negative or positive past memories. He focuses on the present, and the last trip he took is the most recent one he'll focus on until they move on to the next. However, AZN does have an appreciation for the historic stretch of Route 66 nearby. He likes that it can be a loop for car lovers where they can cruise, meet up, and chat about cars. Although, due to the fame that came with being on Discovery's hit show, AZN doesn't get out of the car to hang out and kick tires anymore. It has become an occupation, and while he'll still cruise the place, he won't pull in. Thank you for watching. What do you think about Jeff AZN Bonnet's legacy? Do his struggles and resilience inspire you? Comment to share what you think in the comment section below. Remember to like and subscribe to see more videos.